Let's start with the background of the study. Recently, our global has been hit by an outbreak of COVID-19, which has impacted every sector, especially education. With the aid of technology, another approach called Open Distance Learning or DL has been used as a new ways of learning during this pandemic. The education sector has begun to shift the teaching delivery method from face-to-face to e-learning. Therefore, the paper aims to discover how ODL has affected the student performance of the Bachelor of Event Management HONS BA236 in UiTM Puncak Alam. University students are expected to have a stable internet connection, workable hardware, and a high level of online learning readiness during this ODL. As for the problem segment, there are a few factors that could impact student performance during ODL, which are students are still unable to access or obtain internet coverage due to their geographical area and do not have the essential equipment such as laptop, computer, phone as well as facilities to perform their work. As a result, they are unable to participate in virtual meeting classes and unable to complete the task given, and this situation make it difficult for them to perform during this ODL. As for research problem, this is research objective and research question.
The literature review for this research assignment is about the effectiveness of ODL for student performance. Mostly, the higher education institution really concerned about their students' performance and student achievement because all the progress being taken through virtual only, it might tend to lose a control or lack of communication between faculty and students. Generally, the faculty will offer complete guidelines to help students improve their performance. So this research would like to study about how far this method effective toward student, especially for BA236 event management students. Moving on to the concept of ODL and its significance. We refer to the Birch and Simonson 2016. They state that the various versions of distance learning can also be in terms as distance tree education, e-learning, and online learning, in which there will be a physical separation of student and lecturer during class interaction and also using multiple technology to communicate. Other than that, the article wrote by Daniel in 2021, he said that the students are not being physically present during their lesson class, but still the learning process at the moment will happen. Next, the advantage of ODL by Gatton 2020. ODL offers an accessibility of time and place, affordability, and suit a variety of learning styles. What we can say, ODL can save us from spreading the virus of COVID-19 and lower the risk to get affected, but it also consists of disadvantages for the student. First, it might create a sense of isolation. Second, they might be great to work in independently for some students. However, the others still need an access for more guidance from their fellow friends and lecturers. But most of them not confident to refer to others and choose to isolate themselves.
For methodology, our research design using quantitative research survey methodology. Our sampling frame obtained from the Academic Affairs Divisions of Faculty Business and Management in UiTM Puncak Alam Selangor. Our population focusing on 50 active students for undergraduates from BA236 UiTM Puncak Alam Selangor. We are focusing on individuals as the unit of analysis. A survey questionnaire was developed. In collecting data, the questionnaire were measured by using the 5-point Likert scale. For findings in Chapter 4, we managed to collect the data from BA236 students by using Google Form, and we managed to get more respondents than we have targeted before, where the overall respondents were 52 respondents. For the section A, demographic profile, for gender, we can see the female is the majority of respondents who are answering this questionnaire compared to the total percentage of male. For age, highest percentage of respondents aged 18 to 22 years old, followed by the second largest number of respondents aged from 23 to 27 years old. For ODI location, we can see respondents from BA236 students doing their online learning in the majority living in Selangor, Perak, Johor, and followed by the other state. For the factor 1, general belief of online learning success, after doing the analysis, you can see the majority of respondents will agree to the questionnaire statement number 1, 3 and 4. Meanwhile, majority of respondents will not agree that learning is the same in class and at home on the internet. For the factor 2, confidence in prerequisite skills, majority of respondents will agree that questionnaire statement under this factor. They are comfortable communicating electronically, they feel that their background and experience will be beneficial to their studies, they are comfortable with written communication, and they are possess sufficient computer keyboarding skills for doing online work. Then they are comfortable compressing text on a computer in an online learning environment. They are believe a complete course can be given by the internet without difficulty, and they could pass a course on the internet without any teacher assistance.
We go to the next factor, which is self-direction and initiative. For question 12, there are 24 respondents who choose agree with the statement that they are able to access the internet during ODL. Next, we go to the question 13, which is there are 27 respondents who agree with the statement that they are able to practice English grammar during the ODL or outside the classes. Next, we go to the question 14, which is there are 27 respondents who said agree that they can improve their listening skill during the ODL. For question 15, there are 25 respondents who agree that during ODL they are self-directed person. Question, which is question 16, there are 22 respondents who agree with the statement that in their study they are self-disciplined person. For question 17, there are 25 respondents who agree that they are able to study and complete their assignment on time during ODL. For next question, they can set their goals during the ODL. For question 19, there are 27 respondents who agreed with the statement that they can work with other students in ODL. We go to the factor 4, which is desire for interaction. For question 20, there are 28 respondents who agree with the statement that they can communicate with their classmates and lecturers during ODL. For question 21, there are 22 respondents who agree that they are motivated by the materials that they learn in ODL. For question 22, there are 23 respondents who agree that face-to-face classes with the lecturers are important. There are 24 respondents who agreed that during the ODL classes, they can discuss with other students. For question 24, 28 respondents who said that they are able to group in work with other students outside of classes. And for question 25, there are 28 students who said agree that they can collaborate with any other student during the internet classes and outside of class. To section C, which is related to the student performance. First, we go to the CGPA. There are 25 respondents who success in ODL session, which is make the total percent is 48.1%, with the total percent of 42.3% get pointer of 3.50 and above. From what we can see in the table, there are 26 students who success in their GPA, which is the total percent of the student that gain success is 50%. There are also students who get pointer 3.50 and above, which is 25 students get the higher GPA, which the total percent is 48.1%. From what we can see in the table, there are five response that related to the student performance in ODL. Based on the 5 answers, there are respond who get the highest respondent in the question, which is there are 23 students who get good in their ODL session, which is the total percent is 44.2%. 20 students who said that during their ODL session, they are feel moderate, which is the total percent is 38.5%.
As a conclusion, we are able to finish this research about how online distance learning (ODL) has affected the BA236 students' performance by conducting a survey questionnaire through Google Form as our research instrument. From the survey analysis, we managed to reach our objective to determine whether the four identified factors will influence the students' performance during this ODL. We found that most of the students can adapt with this online learning method used by UiTM Puncak Alam.
As for discussion for research question 1, most of the respondents agree that the belief factor influence student performance when participating in ODL. This may help them to survive during ODL. For the research question 2, it is help students to perform and adapt to the process of learning throughout the ODL session. As for the research question 3, most students agree that they can improve their listening skill during online learning. It can lead to an increase in student performance during participating in ODL. For the last research question, interaction with others help to improve student performance as they can exchange information. It demonstrates that interaction factor influence student performance when participating in ODL.
As for the recommendation that lecturer can practice, first, understanding the key features of online platform used by because all the platforms show that the same function but may have slightly different on network connection, such as Zoom meeting, Google Meet, Webex, and so on. Asking for student opinion which platform that they prefer the most. Second, use appropriate teaching method and technology. As I mentioned earlier, it's hard to stay focused and looking at the screen for more than 1 hour straight. So, better lecturer mix the teaching methods such as provide short video and playing quiz game through Kahoot. Third, important to monitoring students' engagement and progressing lesson as an assess of student learning. They also can do personalized learning experience by creating a small group of students in the classes so that they have an ideal collaboration and discussion. Increase the students' motivation by give them a positive reward, especially those with the good performance during class activity. This part is recommendation for students to ensure that they can perform and always motivated during the whole online learning semester. A student need to stay organized. Build your own study plan based on the lesson plan provided by lecturer and set the specific time for learning the new chapter before classes begin. Optimizing the learning can be happen when students have their own study space with strong network connection to attend the class. Adapt your own learning habit. Every student for sure will have different study habits, so it is important to find the right study technique that's suitable for themselves, such as Pomodoro or Feynman technique. Connect with other fellow friends. The isolated pattern of study is good, but they also need to ask for help if they have a few topics that they cannot understand. The last that we can suggest is to stay positive and informed because online learning is easily making students feel stressed and depressed. Take a study break. Do some exercise and get yourself some reward after you complete your work.
As for the recommendation in future, we believe that more research is needed to measure the effectiveness of online learning, as well as to the performance during ODL. So, future researchers should broaden the survey to include many other courses, faculties, or universities. Next, to gain more effective results, we recommend future researchers to implement the interview method in qualitative research. For the last one, we recommend future researchers to use SPSS because it will make it easier for them to analyze and visualize the finding. That's all from us. Thank you.